Audio Jungle.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another family video. If you guys haven't already, make sure you go check out those last two videos that I have posted. Make sure you give them a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. Tell everybody about those videos. We are going to be definitely posting way more consistently. I'm gonna try and be more on it. I just have brain farts and I have no idea what to film anymore. So I asked you guys last night. Some people keep asking me like some pregnancy Q&A questions and like stuff that I did that helped me recover. So that's what I'm gonna do for today's video. And anyways, Haley is on her swing. She's just looking at me. If you hear her talking, yeah, she talks a lot more. So we're just gonna get right into today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys like this video and keep on watching. Okay, so to start off like the video, I'm gonna just go down the timeline. Okay, so at first me and Simon had filmed a pregnancy Q&A, but for some reason that just did not want to upload. So I answered some questions on our Instagram that I'm gonna put right here. So I found out I was pregnant when I was already 13 weeks. It was probably the scariest thing ever. I had no idea. One, I never wanted kids because I have a lot of cousins and siblings, so I didn't want any. But then, I don't know, your kind of perspective of life and things change when like you meet the one, I guess. Not trying to be cheesy or anything, but yeah. As soon as I met Simon, the more I talked to him, the more it was like, oh my gosh, this guy. He just done about changed my whole mentality, my whole world, and absolutely everything. Yes. And I remember I had asked him if he wanted to have any kids, and he didn't really give me a straight answer. And I was like, okay, whatever. The day before I took my pregnancy test, I had gone to lunch with my dad and his wife. And he was telling me that he had a dream that he was buying baby clothes for our baby, like Simon and ours, yeah, baby. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, me? Pregnant? No. It was just, no. So that same day I had to go to work, and it was just like sticking to me like, oh my gosh, if I really am. I became really paranoid, so the next day in the morning, Simon and I went to Walgreens, picked up a pregnancy test. I actually have the pregnancy test saved, but I'm going to show it to you guys because, I don't know, that's weird. But we went to go get it. I did it. I took one, but it came out negative, and I had taken it in the middle of the day or something. And then I had gone back to work, and I was telling one of my coworkers, and she's like, no, you have to take it in the morning. I was like, oh, okay. So luckily there was two in there. So I got the other one, wait till the next day in the morning, and it came out positive. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm pregnant. And it was so crazy because my mom was pregnant at the same time. We were so excited, and we told some of our close family member. Well, I didn't tell anybody yet. I don't think I did. No, I'm lying. Yes, I did tell somebody. And then he went on to tell his cousins, and it was just so amazing. Like the support that we got was incredible. You would think like a lot of parents when their child gets pregnant young, they get kicked out and it just all goes downhill. But thankfully, that was not the case in our situation. We could not be any more thankful to them, to my dad and his wife, for being so supportive from the beginning. It's literally insane. She is the first granddaughter on both my side and his side, so I was the first grandbaby on my mom's side and my dad's side, so I was spoiled, and she's definitely spoiled now. But for my first doctor's appointment, I love my OBGYN. And yes, it was a guy. I know some girls are like, no, I want a girl. They get it. It's understandable. And no, this guy, he was just like, he talked quick. He got to the point. He was like the best first OBGYN I could have ever asked for. Like, he was the best. So the first doctor's appointment, we get there. Obviously, we have no idea what to expect, obviously. And so he checks her heartbeat, and we just see her on the ultrasound for the first time. I myself start crying. I see Simon's eyes get watery. He won't admit that, but I saw it. I for sure started crying because it was like, oh my gosh, there's a child inside of me. That's insane. And it was crazy because right after my dad told me I was pregnant, I noticed my belly. And I will try and put up a picture right here of the first belly picture I took. And it's insane. Like, I thought, oh my gosh, my belly is so big. Oh my goodness. And then you hit 39 weeks, it's like, where did this ball come from? So then there that goes, and then for the first time you see him every 4 weeks, and then it goes every 3 weeks, and then every 2 weeks, and then I believe it's like every week until the baby gets here. So throughout the pregnancy, my pregnancy, I guess physically, was really easy. Like, it was easy. I didn't stop working until, like, I think I was 6 months pregnant or going on 7, somewhere right there, because I was just like really tired already. It was just like, I probably could have kept going all the way until the end, but I was just so drained. I was so tired. Being pregnant definitely took a toll on me mentally and emotionally. Simon can tell you guys, I was very emotional. I remember there was a day where I was just literally crying all day. And I'm serious, like all day, from the moment I woke up to like, I had to work that day, so I had taken a nap. Like, I had just cried myself to sleep already. I had taken a nap. He woke me up because I had to go to work. I was crying because I did not want to go to work. They forced me to go to work. So I went, my manager sent me home because I was just out of it. I was like, thank God to my manager, because I probably would have asked to go home anyways. Yes. Use a little pain in the butt. So after, I think that was like towards the middle already. Mentally, my mind was just like, I was tired. I was just tired, not just physically, but I was just like drained. I was getting, from the beginning, I wasn't someone, even before I was pregnant, I wasn't one that liked to eat. I don't starve myself. Everyone in my family swears I starve myself. I swear I do not. I can eat 1 time a day and I'm good for the rest of the day. Like, I'm not hungry. And when I got pregnant, Simon and my dad were both on me. You have to eat it. You have to get your vegetables. You have to get your fruits. You have to eat, and eat, because you're not just eating for one person anymore. You're eating for two. And let me tell you, that is draining. So do not tell a pregnant person to eat. Yes, we know we have to eat for two people. Yes, we know we have to eat so they can grow, so they can fully develop. Yes, we know that. I didn't have any morning sickness. I was just very nauseous. Like I said, I was nauseous. I would eat because I was forced to eat. But I was just nauseous, so I ended up like the first couple months I was living on chicken noodle soup and ginger ale and the saltine crackers, because that's what got me through it. And throughout my pregnancy, I think my only cravings were hot Cheetos and cheese. I loved cheese. Like, make me quesadillas 24/7. I need my cheese. I remember there was one time when Simon used to work graveyard shift, so he would come home like at 5 in the morning from work. So one time before he got home, I told him to bring me some Jack in the Box. I gave him like the whole menu basically, because I was hungry, I hadn't slept. It was just, I only did that one time, I think. Or maybe it was twice. I think it was twice. One time it was Jack in the Box, the other time it was McDonald's. Okay, so like towards the end of my pregnancy already, my belly was huge. My chest was just unbelievable. Like, I thought my chest was already big. No, I had another thing coming. They were just, it was just so uncomfortable. My body was literally taken over by this child over here, which I love with all my heart. Yes, I love you. But she took over my mind, my body, my emotion. She took over everything. So the week that I gave birth, I'm not gonna say me and Simon and I, we did not sleep for like 3 days. I was having contractions like so consistently. I was having them at the right time that the doctor says they're supposed to be timed, but I literally went to the hospital those 3 days, so I have my hospital bracelets. They say 25, 26, and 27, because I was there all 3 days, but they just would not keep me because I was not dilated. So the day before I gave birth, the nurse gave me some morphine to help with the pain, so I came home. I was actually able to take a nap, but the pain quickly came back, and it was like, it's the worst, most imaginable pain you could ever think of. Like, I cannot express how painful contractions are. With that saying, every pregnancy is different. Every single pregnancy is different. I'm speaking on my own pregnancy because some people still had questions about it. Yeah, it was just so painful. Oh my goodness. Like, she left me for sure traumatized. It's insane what a woman's body can go through. I give complete and total props to the moms that have done it without an epidural, that do it at home. Like, that is incredible. That is insane. Once you get the epidural, obviously everything from the waist down becomes numb. So they put one of those medicine balls in between my legs, so I was laying down sideways. And every now and then the leg that I was laying on would start to get feeling again. So I'd have to call the nurse and help me switch to the other side. Also, when you have the epidural, you give you like a little button so you can like re-numb yourself, I guess. I never had to press it because I was fine. I didn't feel anything. Simon was looking at the little screen where they show when you're having contractions, he's like, oh my gosh, that was a really big one. You didn't feel that? I was like, no, I didn't. Yeah. So we're there. She flips me around about twice, around like 7. She turns me. We have been at the hospital since like 12. That morning, the morning that she was born, we had gone swimming, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm not having any contractions. This is really cool. Like, I'm just gonna stay in the pool forever. I'm not getting out of here. And then I start getting contractions in the water, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So we get out of the water, and then I feel like this warm trickle of water coming down my legs. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, my water broke, or I peed myself. Because it was warm, and the water wasn't really warm. It was like kind of fresh. So I know it wasn't the water that was dripping from me. So we come inside, I dry off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure this is my water. So then we go to the hospital, and I'm sitting there in the chair waiting, and I'm just having contractions there. I'm trying so hard not to like scream or anything because of how much pain I was in. So I go in, they check if it was the water. It comes out, it's the water. The guy that's going to deliver my baby tells me, okay, so are you ready for the epidural? I was like, yes. So they move us to the labor and delivery room. First you go to triage. At least in my hospital, you go to triage. The like nurses, they check you, see what's going on first. And if you're ready, you're dilated, your water broke or whatever, they move you to labor and delivery. So we're there about like a good 7 hours. She was born like at 7:40 something. I don't remember. So yeah, the last time when the nurse flips me over, she checks if I've dilated anymore because they give you the Pitocin to, I think, to induce your labor, because I know after your water breaks, you're only given a certain amount of time to dilate and push the baby out. So good thing it was only 7 hours. I did not feel anything. I tried to take a nap, but I was just so excited and so anxious that it was finally happening. They have like the little thing, I don't know what it's called, like the little hospital bassinet thing with the warmer and everything right next to me. Simon's on the couch up there. He's either, I don't remember if he was asleep or if he was trying to fall asleep. I don't remember what he was doing. I just remember being so excited, and everyone on my family was like texting me and whatnot. So then the time comes, she checks if I'm dilated, and honestly, if she wouldn't have checked if I was dilated, I probably would have given birth without even realizing it because of the numbing that I was, because of the numbing of the epidural. So within like 10-15 minutes, all the nurses, the doctors, they all come in. And then they're just like, okay, with every contraction, you push. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. We're really gonna have a baby right now. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna start crying because of how amazing that moment was. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. So, Simon's there right next to me. I'm pushing, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Okay, so I'm pushing, and then you don't feel anything obviously because of the epidural, but you do feel a whole lot of pressure. It's like a lot of pressure. And I mean a lot of pressure. You're pushing a whole baby out. So I finally push her out. I wait until all the blood has gone from the umbilical cord has fully passed. And then Simon cuts it. Oh my goodness. I really want to cry. So Simon cuts it. They give me Haley. They put her right on my chest. And it's just like, oh my gosh. I'm a mom. We're literally parents. Like, what is going on? Like, this is for reals. And they take her, they do the measurements, they do how much she weighs, how long she is, the circumference of her head. They clean her up a bit, and then they give her back to me. And it's just like, it's literally insane. After that, they all leave. They give me some time with, well, not me, they give us some time with Haley. And it's just like, in those few moments, it's just the most amazing thing. Like, nothing can compare to the moment when you first hold your baby. Like, it's one thing finding out you're pregnant and hearing the heartbeat for the first time, seeing their body and the ultrasound for the first time, and then like actually holding her or him. It's insane. It's like this rush comes over you, like nothing in this world matters other than this moment right here, right now. So after they all leave and give us a minute, we get moved to the postpartum room. I believe that's what it's called. I think. Or the delivery, no. I think it's a postpartum room. And the nurse helps me go to the bathroom. And y'all, let me tell you, I have never seen so much. I don't even know if I want to say it. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say it because this is a real and raw video. So I have never seen so much blood in my entire life. That is literally insane. Like, whoa, it's insane. Yeah, it's insane. So also, when I was pushing, they had to cut me a little bit. So after you give birth, the epidurals weren't off, you're in the postpartum room. When you try getting up to walk for the first time, you are so sore. Like, I can't even tell you guys how sore I was. Simon, thank God for those hospital beds, because I was able to lower it all the way down to help me get out of bed. Simon was there. He had to walk me to the restroom because I could not walk for the life of me. I couldn't sit down properly. I couldn't do anything. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get into like the little necessities that you guys will most likely need for when you give birth because of how much blood you lose. So, the first thing that I'm gonna say to get are diapers. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm being so serious. Diapers. They give you like a mesh underwear with like a ginormous pad. And let me tell you, it is so enhanced. Yes. But I will, like these right here. Hopefully the camera's focused because I can't see. These diapers I would highly suggest because, well, you're not gonna wear your regular underwear. You're literally not. there is postpartum like underwear that I got at Target. I got these, and even with that, the hospital did give me like the mesh diaper over, so I would wear the biggest pad, the underwear, and still the mesh shorts because I have white sheets, so I was not trying to stain anything. So I did that, and then once I got pregnant, I did a lot of research and a lot of digging on Pinterest. And also at the hospital, they gave me like these witch hazel like cooling pads to put on top of your pad. And literally that cooling sensation is so like it's so comforting and it's relaxing. Like it's not cold, but it's like, it's cold, if you get me. So then on Pinterest, I came across these padsicles. So like popsicles but pads. So you get your pad, you get aloe vera, you get witch hazel, and you get lavender scented oil. So you get your pad, you put the witch hazel, you spray some witch hazel on there, you spread out the aloe, you put a couple drops of the lavender oil, you close it back up in the plastic wrap that the pad comes in, if you do get pads actually. Well, actually you should get pads to do this. And then you fold it back up, you put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you freeze it. You freeze it, yes, you freeze it because it's that cooling sensation that is absolutely a lifesaver. Because if they do cut you or you do rip, it hurts. When you try and walk, when you try and sit down, and everything. And again, after I delivered, we came home. My bed is kind of high, so I could not pick up one leg and try and get it over the bed. That was just not gonna happen. So I got a stool. And then still Simon had to help me get up. Anyways, I will put in the link. I will put the link to the diapers and the underwears that I got, and the pads, and the witch hazel, and the aloe, and the lavender oil, all in the description below, so you guys can get that and recover for when you have your baby, when you have your future baby, when someone you know has a baby. Let them know about the padsicles because they are perfect for when you run out of those witch hazel pads that the hospital gives you, if they give them to you. They give them to me, but I don't know if they do that everywhere. And if you guys have any more pregnancy questions, let me know in the comments down below. I will answer you guys back in the comments. Yeah, I will post like the first belly picture I took versus the last belly picture I took. Right here. So. Oh, also, walking after you've given birth is also really, really important because that way you don't have any blood clots. We asked the nurses there if it's possible to get blood clots if you're just sitting on the couch the whole time. And yes, it is very possible. I have a nurse's, like, I don't know what to call it, like, she verified that it's possible, I guess, to say that you can get blood clots. So do go on walks. It doesn't have to be like, you have to be out for like 30 minutes walking, even if it's just like I did. I just went to go check the mail. I'll come back. That you're walking around the house is just really important so you don't get any blood clots. If you guys want a mommy tips video, let me know in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to film it. I will obviously only tell you guys from the moment I brought her home to right now that she's going to be 6 months. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Make sure you guys give this video a like and subscribe, and go tell everybody about this video that is either pregnant, that is wanting to be pregnant, that is about to give birth. Yeah, so they know about the little tips and tricks about the pasticles and the diapers and the underwear. Also, with the underwear, it's kind of good that you get them tight. That way your uterus can, it's obviously swollen after you give birth. So to get like a faja, why is that so funny? It's important to get a faja, for after you've given birth, so that way you're not only so your stomach can go back to how it was before, because your body will never go back the same ever. It's just so that your uterus can go back to its normal size, because it's going to be swollen. So the maternity faja helps. I also got one of those at Target, and I will also link it down below in the description, so you guys can go ahead and check that out as well for my preggy mommies. Yes. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.